Yep. And this match will be for all the marbles, for most of them. Oh, they already started. Piece of Heart in the house. And a quick map check. We got a 1 in Eastern Palace. It looks like we got another Crystal in Desert Palace.
Yeah, I saw red pendant at Hera.
Exactly. Red pendant and Hera.
So it looks like both the runners are going with the currently popularized strat here of starting with the first part of Escape. What do you think of this play, Kie?
I like this play. You get the bush, obviously, Tug here, but then you also get the magic, which you can get from the pots inside the little alleyway here before you get the Uncle. But I like to grab the Uncle first. It's usually what I see.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to make this play, the way to take the best advantage of it is to farm a tier 2 or 3 tree pull rather than stick with a tier 1, which I don't think either of our runners did, but otherwise I don't mind this either. But it's definitely something that has become much more popular now that the tournament started.
Yep. And usually they go to Sanctuary straight after. It makes sense.
So a little bit of divergence here already. Looks like Space Cowboy is just immediately going to make the play on the bombs near the Grove and head into Kakariko.
Now there's definitely a mushroom somehow. You're like, no mushroom yet, but look at that.
It looks like Loogaroo is now taking the more common route around here of going to the north, probably check out Anxiety Cave, and then head into the Lost Woods.
I like Space Cowboy's play too, though. Oh, look at Hoarder today. He's giving you rupees.
Red rupees. Other than bombs, probably the best thing that he can drop you. So that's really nice.
Yeah, helps you from farming a bunch for rupees if you want to check out those places in Kakariko for Bottle Vendor and then Zora after.
That's right, yep. In fact, the Hoarder plus Houlihan is enough for Zora on their own. So that's interesting.
Oh boy!
This is.
We have an interesting predicament here. What's
Yes.
going on, Zyrak?
I think if I remember the stats correctly, we have a 92% chance of a required Aghanim, something in and around that area.
Absolutely. And look what that guy got.
There we go.
Space Cowboy got something.
Definitely looks like we are on our way to Aghanim 1 later, but Seeds have definitely trolled us with this before.
Absolutely. And I wonder what Space Cowboy is going to think about this very soon.
Power Gloves in the Lost Woods here for Loogaroo.
Yeah, that's really nice to get. But we already know this Ag is pretty much required, I would say.
Pretty much required, yeah. There's very little chance we won't be getting that mirror. Alright, so both the runners doing the standard completions here within Kakariko. Space Cowboy heading into the well. Loogaroo will be heading right there shortly. Loogaroo also finding bombs in Lost Woods, it looks like, which is also nice.
And looks like we got the book already, and we got the Power Gloves.
So that's going to be early type movement. So unless we have Moon Pearl at the pyramid, that's really interesting because it looks like Aga will almost certainly not be our Dark World access.
Yeah, not necessarily have to be our Dark World access because they can just get there if they get that pearl. It looks like
got the Quake there and a little bit of speed sync for our runners.
Yeah, they gave us each other a virtual high five. Oh wow, what are those?
What are those?
Now this scene just got quick.
Yeah, it sure did. So that's yet another indication that mirror is going to be a pickup with these boots being this early, since the boots are required to actually get into Anxiety Cave.
Yep, and that just almost seals the deal. The only thing we're missing right now to get there, pretty much, is of course a light source and a sword.
Right, and obviously we still have all of South Shore available to us here, and I'm sure both of these runners will be looking at doing fake flippers, the whole Eastern Palace, Sahasrahla Cave section, so I would be very shocked if we don't come across well, I suppose actually, now that I say that, if we find ourselves a Moon Pearl, we could be finding that stuff in the Dark World.
Absolutely. Dark World is definitely a place they can go. Once they get that Pearl, plenty of options.
Yeah, so this is really interesting seed to route here early with the Titan's Mint coming so early for both players. I mean, you can't immediately go into the world without the Pearl, as Hiei just mentioned. But more than likely, your Dark World access is coming really early, so it's going to be really interesting, especially considering the linearity or chain reaction nature of V26 when these runners decide to actually take their first foray into the Dark World.
Might as well pick up those bombs. It's gonna be needed, especially when they don't have a unlimited item weapon yet.
Yeah, that's true. You can't even use the medallions without a sword. Really, the ice rod is the only semi-reliable weapon that you have, but you're looking at magic, and a lot of enemies are frozen, not immediately destroyed.
This is interesting. They already got 2 medallions already. So I'm starting to wonder, where are they going to take them in Dark World?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to see both Mire and Turtle Rock pendants bringing up questionable gambling ideas. Should be interesting.
Aha! Luke's willing to pick up that shield.
Shield is definitely one of those items that the earlier you get it, the more use you'll get out of it. Now, well, obviously that's true for everything. Shields and half magic are two in particular that's true for.
Alright, we already have some interesting different route divergences here, because normally they would head over to Mini Moldorm Cave and the dam, but since they have all these items already, they can check these places in the back of Escape and the Bankarok Cave.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Both of these runners are going to get to route in the stuff around Sanctuary fairly naturally into what they're doing, which is really nice for them.
Oh, looks like Luke's opting not to check King's Tomb right now. Saving Quentin, or he's going to probably do it later.
Yeah, bit of an odd choice. Space Cowboy is doing it now. So if this winds up being something important, that's a nice early advantage for him. Just a 5, unfortunately.
Nothing to worry about there. Now, it's interesting to see where he's going to go next, where Space Cowboy's going, because he just did Bonk Rocks and then King's Tomb.
He was wondering if he was going to go straight up Death Mountain, but no, it doesn't look like it. I'm not sure where he's headed, unless he missed something in Kakariko and realized.
Oh, he's thinking already without the Pearl!
Or is this the... Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he doesn't have Moon Pearl, though.
He's going to realize that real soon.
Okay. I was wondering if that was...
pedestal check.
That's what I was wondering, too, yeah. Actually, I don't know about backtracking to it from Sanctuary, but checking the pedestal when you have a really book, I mean, most of the time it's not going to pay off for you, but those times when it potentially can is huge.
Oh yeah. Knowing that you have to do all the pendants is really good, and you probably would route yourself to trying to complete those dungeons if you know that that's what you got to do. Oh, we have sync again.
Some speed sync. See what they choose to do here. I'm assuming they'll be heading off to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh, look at that. It's the bug net.
Well, I mean, now we're really equipped for Aghanim now at this point.
Absolutely. Get some Swagging strats going, and I think they're going to go pick it up. No! Looks like Space Cowboy says, I don't want that.
Space Cowboy. Not going to pick that up. And I think Loogaroo did already dip into Mini Moldorm Cave previously. So we'll see where he chooses to go now. Looks like he's opting into the front part of escape here, if I had to guess.
Ooh, Space Cowboy taking a death.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Mini Moldorms are a full heart of damage in green mail. Only 4 hearts for our runners so far. That's pretty tough.
It's gonna be interesting to see what Loogaroo does here in terms of killing the guards. Is he gonna... Oh wait, he just thought of something.
Maybe that's what he was thinking of. He went up those stairs. Maybe he was thinking about going to Aghanim and then realizing he didn't have a sword?
Or the lamp. Yeah, it's a lot of people can they're not really dark navigate through that Agate path. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, it definitely is. Having the fire rod and knowing where the torches are makes it a lot easier, but of course our runners don't have that, so it's definitely tough to do. Looks like Loogaroo is going to opt for the Eastern Palace Sahasrahla check here.
Ah, that's a good option. Because could have that lamp in there. Could have the pearl too.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at either Dark World or Aghanim being set up here, so definitely looking for either one of those 2 items to be showing its face pretty shortly.
And where is it? No, look at that. Just 3 pieces of hearts behind his Sahasrahlas.
That is a whole lot of love in Sahasrahla's hut. Loogaroo, interestingly, choosing to dip out here and not to go over into Eastern Palace.
Oh, I think he's remembering King's Tomb.
Still a bit of an odd choice considering you're already there.
Oh, no. Look where he's going.
Death Mountain, I guess?
Yeah, if you're... Oh, Bachrock first.
Bachrock's first? Okay. Still an odd choice. This to me strikes you as a lot of extra travel time unless you happen to run into the bow here. Which obviously we know he won't.
But... Yeah, he's just finishing this part up. But there's another telling sign, is because they both haven't turned in the mushroom yet or gone to Zora.
That's right, and you can backdoor to the witch's hut since they have a lift upgrade. I am a little surprised that both runners decided to avoid the fake flippering sections. I've raced against both of these runners before. I'm pretty sure that they are both more than capable of doing flipper tricks, so I'm a little surprised that they opted not to do that.
My guess is because they don't have the pearl, they didn't want to do it without being able to visit the waterfall.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Loogaroo does have the money to go check out Zora as well. It still strikes me as a little bit odd, but I'm sure that your reasoning there is why they didn't.
All right, now they both have their mushrooms, so that's probably going to put Space Cowboy in the direction of turning it in.
So Space Cowboy is going to fall into the back part of Escape here, which is just rupees and other assorted junk, I believe.
Yes, you cannot visit the waterfall without the pearl or the flippers.
I believe there is also a way to set it up with only the boots, but it's quite a bit tougher. So they could theoretically do that.
Yep, the water walk. That is an interesting one as well.
Okay, so Loogaroo heading off to Desert and Agana here. He can, with the book and the boots, he'll be able to get at least the first part of it done. If he finds a fire source in here, he can complete the entire dungeon.
And Aj in his cave, this is the first we see of it, so it's kind of nice to see what's going on. I think Space Cowboy's just going to jump to see what it is. Ooh, look what it was.
Was that the powder?
Oh, yes. It was the powder.
Interesting.
Oh, we found our light source after all.
There's the lamp. Yeah, I was just about to say that I really like this play because with all the signs you're getting for Aga 1, you're really expecting the lamp to show up somewhere. And since he opted not to do Eastern, I really like the play of coming out here, and he's been rewarded by finding his fire source out in the desert.
I'm sure chat likes to see the I Love Lamp going on here.
Okay. Interestingly, Loogaroo opting not to actually go into Desert, though, especially considering he can complete it. I mean, I guess technically he doesn't have any magic to be able to use that ice rod on the land molas. Still an interesting decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the rough part. Is you're gonna have to get magic for that, but he has an ability to get that if he wants. In Kakariko Village, the near the portal where you lift with the Titanus rock, there's a tree over there. You can just bonk it to get the full magic.
That's right. And we know the tier 1 poultry is 4 small magic jars as well.
Yep.
Space Cowboy into the first part of escape here. He'll likely be using bombs on his ice rod to get through this.
But by logic, he has the lamp, he has the mitt, he could go up Death Mountain, so I see this as a reasonable choice for him.
Yep, Loogaroo doing Death Mountain. Again, I'm not sure about his decision to leave the dungeon areas, but considering what he now has left to do, going up here is absolutely a decent play.
I like the bomb stress here by Space Cowboy. Make sure that guy doesn't get near me and trap him between those two statue things.
That's right. I hope he wasn't trying to set up a death warp now with that heart refill. Ice Rod does kill the blue guards, not freeze them, so that is another option you would have.
Oh, but here's the play that I hope he does. I hope he freezes this guard and uses it to kill the other guy.
Oh, there's our Moon Pearl sitting on top of Spectacle Rock. So we are 100% doing Aghanim to be able to get that mirror out of Anxiety Cave to get the Moon Pearl.
Oh my goodness. You're serious? But that means they're going to have to fight a sword soon.
And Loogaroo has just found one.
Absolutely. There you go. Speaking of which, there you go. We have all the items necessary to fight Ag.
Right. And considering now that he knows where the Moon Pearl is, I'm sure that is immediately where Loogaroo will be headed.
So that play for him was the correct decision after all.
It looks like it, yeah. I mean, he still may wind up having to revisit those areas when he doesn't need to, but he's definitely going to get himself into the Dark World as realistically as quickly as possible.
Alright, so Space Cowboy is going to head to Aghanim Cave. This will be good for him, for he will collect the lamp as well.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see if Space Cowboy decides to actually head into Desert here.
He might do it first, and then he's going to peace out. Oh, no, get the lamp first, yeah, okay. And he'll do it. It's actually much better because he does need a light source in order to finish up the rest of Desert.
Right, yeah. We'll see if this changes his mind about going in there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Loogaroo ducked out of Hyrule Castle for some reason.
I think he's trying to collect magic or something, or... Didn't he do this already? Oh, he's getting the magic. He's getting the magic.
Right. I'm guessing I'm pretty sure Loogaroo did a tier 1 poultry. I'm a little surprised. Maybe he forgot that that's what the pull reward is.
Maybe. Or he just had to kill stuff right now because he got hit. Oh, he forgot. That's okay. I think the reason why he did that was because he wanted some magic for the Ice Rod, because some of these enemies are kind of tough to kill right now with just the Fighter Sword. Yeah,
more than likely. You can... I forget who did it in the first race. I want to say it was Andy4H. I could be wrong, who ethered in here and then threw the 2-ball and chain guards against each other.
All right, there you go. And then now he has a little bit left over to use the Ice Rod if he wants.
Oh, that's what he was... Right, because he doesn't have Master Sword. He needed magic to cape in here. Right. So Space Cowboy has actually opted to go into Desert, so this will be interesting to see if he pulls anything of importance out of here.
Alright, this is going to be an interesting fight. Going up the tower with Fighter Swords is a little bit rough. But it can be done.
Yeah, Aga's Tower is one of those places that, in my opinion, is it's sneakily technical, if I can put it that way. Getting your movement and your combat right in here can actually wind up making Aga's Tower a lot quicker and cleaner. than trying to rush through it.
And it looks like Desert Palace had our other sword, so this is quite good for Space Cowboy.
Absolutely, like that. He can be a little bit less nervous fighting the Landmolas now. He doesn't have to worry about hitting all his ice rod shots necessarily. That's definitely a really nice find for him. Looks like Landmolas will have the second item. Okay, it looks like Space Cowboy is opting not to do them at this point. Fairly common play among a lot of runners to wait and wait for better equipment, excuse me, to come back and do them. So it looks like Space Cowboy is going to be heading up Death Mountain now at this point. And I'm sure once he gets his second sword and sees where the Moon Pearl is sitting, he will follow Loogaroo into Aghanom's Tower.
Yeah, but he will have one advantage. He will have the Master Sword.
That's right, yep. So should be, even though this isn't a lot of divergence, it's a very linear start to the seed. That is a little bit interesting that Loogaroo is going to be in the Dark World first, but Space Cowboy will have an equipment advantage once he gets in there. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
It's also going to be interesting to see what pyramid item's going to be, because they're going to be bunnied, but that's probably one thing to check before they piece out of the area.
Yeah, for sure. All right, chat, you can get your guesses in for the number of blue balls. Loogaroo heading into Aghanom 1 here.
I wonder if he's going to pull out the net for us, or he's going to do this with the sword.
Only 4.5 hearts. I would be nervous doing this with the net.
It's like chat's going crazy. The infamous 12 is put in there.
Seeing a couple of the max 15s. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit better than average. I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay, 2. 2 sounds good. Oh, there's one already.
Okay.
Right.
Just stop, Aga. No more. No more. We're good.
Of course it's not going to be that nice.
Of course not. So Space Cowboy picking up his Master Sword, and I'm sure he will be heading into Aghanom's Tower now, now that he knows where the Moon Pearl is.
Absolutely. You definitely want to get that item as soon as possible, because that gives him so much access into Dark World and such now.
Has Aghanom dropped the maximum blue balls so far? Okay, there we go.
Now, this should be a guaranteed energy shot, because every time he does a lightning, it's a guaranteed one. So.
Right. He did fire one optional one on the last round right before that, but I think it's every other optional one's been a blue ball. All right, here we go.
And he's got him. And he takes on what the pyramid item is going to be.
I'm not expecting much, considering that we know this nets the runners, the mirror, and the Moon Pearl.
All right, we get a crystal check here quick. It's 6 in Swamp. Green is in Thieves Town. I think blue is Mire.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. Yep. Just a heart container. 8-bit Luigi will be picking that up because he's a little short on health.
Alright. Luke is probably going to hit straight to get that mirror now.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he will take that up to grab his Moon Pearl. A little bit interesting to see if he decides to dive into Tower of Hera from there. He can fully complete it, even though it is a pendant.
Yep. Probably check the Ether Tablet while he's up there too.
Absolutely.
But just to check what it is, because he doesn't have the sword to grab it.
That's right. So again, that's assuming Space Cowboy does that when he goes up there. That's another potential small advantage that he could have due to Lugaroo's decision to duck out of the dungeons excuse me, not to do the dungeons.
Having a little trouble with those guards, but Space Cowboy makes it out of it.
Yeah, Space Cowboy's a little better in terms of the amount of health he came in here with as well. That having trouble in that room though does sort of negate part of the equipment advantage. You could have theoretically had that coming in here with a better sword, but not really a big deal this early.
Alright, he's just gonna take care of these Usain Bolt guys.
Oh man, they really are. For anyone who's never run No Major Glitches, the one who shows up after you kill Aghanim near the library is, oh my god, unbelievable.
Ooh, Luke's just gonna go straight in. Not even checking what Ether Talent is at the moment.
I definitely liked the decision to come in here. If I was in Loogaroo's position, I'm sure I would too.
Yep, makes a good play. It should be a big key or a... Oh, the flippers!
The flippers.
He's gotta get that basement big key then if he wants to explore more then. But nope, pieces out.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna check out. Not opting to check the Ether Medallion here either. Or the Ether Monument, I should say.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what it is. I think he's probably not going to check because he thought like the time save of if I had a sword, I was just going to grab it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. Like information is such an important part of running the randomizer, and that's information you're leaving behind for essentially for free.
We are going to see our first crack in the village of outcasts.
Yes, we are.
Look at Space Cowboy's frustration. He decided to freeze Aghanim for a second.
I've definitely given Aghanim his fair share of concussions from the boomerang. Okay, so Loogaroo is going to do the Village of Outcasts cleanup. We'll see if he opts to go into Thieves Town. He's turned down going into dungeons for the most part so far. It is a pendant. He doesn't have the hammer. He may choose to do that here too.
Alright, let's see what happens with Space Cowboy's decision. Will he complete Hera when he goes up?
Okay.
We are going to have a very short frog tour because the fact that he has the mirror.
Indeed. It's not a world tour unless you drag the frog of the purple chest halfway across the world, like I did in my first race.
Oh, look at that. Our first bottle.
Our first bottle, yeah. So that should route pretty nicely into what he's doing here. I'm assuming he's going to grab the purple chest, and I don't think he checked the sea house. And he's not grabbing the purple chest either.
I think he wants to just dash first to check the sea house, because, like, or go to Thieves Town?
Should still be grabbing the purple chest and bringing it into the screen and leaving it here while you dash around.
Saving it for later.
Saving it for later, though. Yep.
Oh, but he gets what is the most important thing he needs. The single arrow.
The kid hand-delivering the memes.
Absolutely.
Okay, Loogaroo is opting to dive right into Thieves Town here. I mean, with the mirror, this may only be a check of the first 4. We'll see. The big key is, of course, guaranteed to be in one of these 3 chests, but you could
Oh,
silvers.
wow. If someone goes in the Thieves, which I think they should, they will have a silverless Ganon fight today.
Yeah. Especially since, I mean, we have a lot of the seed left, but we've only found 2 sword upgrades so far, and the difference between Master Sword without silvers is enormous.
And I think Space Cowboy is going to grab his pearl here, but I wonder if he's going to finish up the rest of the dungeon here when he's up here.
He is going to check Ether Tablet, though, so we'll see if Loogaroo left something behind here.
Alright, let's take a look at what Ether Tablet holds. Alright. Loogaroo has dodged the bullet.
Dodged that bullet. Yeah, so we'll see if he dodges another one further up in Hera.
Alright. Now this will be interesting because this is a red pendant, but Light World dungeons are really quick to finish, so I'd like to see if he finishes this off.
Yeah, as long as Moldorm doesn't hold the last item, or of course he could opt to do what Loogaroo did, which is find his slippers here and just immediately dip out.
Yep. I think he's gonna go, because look, he's heading towards the basement here. Oh no, he's thinking about it. Oh, he opts to leave too.
Okay.
No real advantage for them on that, because it's just pretty much if your opponent does the same thing you did, you're pretty much even.
Right. Considering the Turtle Rock is a crystal, and we have the Ice Rod and the medallions already, there's a decent chance you'll come up here at some point anyway. I mean, maybe that's the logic that these runners are using. I'm of the opinion that if you start a dungeon you can finish, you should finish it. But that I'm assuming that that's what the runners are thinking, that they'll be back up here anyway if it turns out they need to go back in.
Yep. Wheeler shows up after you call him out. Of course. Now this is going to be interesting. This is a good play. I like the early Skullwoods play because usually it comes out with some good stuff.
Yeah, Skullwoods does really seem to be loaded in the V26 logic for sure.
It'd be really nice if they get something here to progress with.
Few major items really holding the runners back still, the hammer probably being the biggest one of them.
Yep, absolutely. And we also will be needing the hook shot today because can't beat Swamp Palace without the hook shot.
That's right. I don't know if either of these runners are hoverers or not, but for us mere mortals who don't know how to hover, we will need that hook shot.
Yep, hookshot's always needed for Moldorm too, absolutely. Unless you can hover. Let's see what they find here. I'm really interested to see. Okay, so far Skullwood says nothing good.
Very possible that both items are locked behind the fire rod.
Mm-hmm. And looks like Luke did a great job at taking out Blind here.
Yeah, absolutely. Low equipment, low health strats. Still got through it.
And I'm not sure if we kept the item checks here, if that basement item in the big chest is needed still.
Yeah, considering that Blind dropped the map, it seems pretty likely that there is. I believe there was only 2 items in the first 4 chests as well.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Wall Master.
I hate this room. This room is without silver arrows or the fire rod to get rid of these mummies. This room is can be an absolute nightmare if it goes bad.
Absolutely hate these guys. Oh no, he almost. Whew, good. Oh my god, that Wall Master.
Oh yeah. You can't pull the statue backwards quickly enough to get away from him. You have to let it go.
Oh, baby. I'd take anything for that one.
Oh, yeah. Bacon sword's really nice. Quick 5 shovel digging game for Loogaroo, netting 20 rupees.
Oh yeah, the hot Cheeto sword, definitely well worth.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes the boss battle so much easier compared to Master. And that Ganon fight will not have to do spin attacks constantly over and over again.
That's right. Spacecowboy hasn't gone into Thieves yet, and it is dependent. And Loogaroo, unless there's something in the big chest when the runners find the hammer, will be interesting to see if he winds up getting them.
I'm curious what Space Cowboy's going to do with his routing here. Is he going to go to Catfish and stuff and check Pyramid around that area side now? It's going to be interesting because he doesn't really have much to do in Pod without hammer or bow.
Yeah, that's very true. He may be opting to just do the Pyramid and Catfish and then save and quit from there.
But I think because there's one thing that they weren't able to do from that side was go into the waterfall.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. He'd be able to mirror and do the whole Dezora area.
Oh, but look where Loogaroo's going. Isn't this a hype cave?
This is Hype Cave. Oh. Hype Cave is not hype today.
Oh my goodness. And look what... I think Luke missed this chest. Or did he? No, he got blue mail. He did get it. Let's mark on this thing. This Luigi looks really interesting though. I know he changes to like a smash pink color when he gets red mail though.
Yeah, yeah. And I love his swimming sprite with the scuba gear. It's very well done.
Absolutely.
Loogaroo grabbing the powder here.
Okay, there will be no Silverless Ganon today.
I guess Loogaroo is going to be jumping down for Hobo here.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm curious if they're going to do something to check the waterfall now because they're in this position too.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Loogaroo is going to walk back in that portal and do the Pyramid, Catfish, and Dezora.
Oh, baby.
That has got to be king.
Absolutely.
So, getting Fire Rod and Hammer here would make a T-Rock a very appealing option for these runners.
Yeah, that's kind of like the big item missing because they do need it for the woods. They also need it for Trinex.
Yeah, unless the keys break out very favorably for you, it's pretty likely that Turtle Rock is going to be an early stopping point for you without the Fire Rod. But it can happen that you can get all the way into Mimic Cave.
The other thing they need the Fire Rod source right now is Ice Palace because they don't have any way to do it right now.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we could find Bombo sitting around somewhere too, but
looky here.
Yeah, that's a really nice find for Loogaroo here. Loogaroo's made some interesting choices to leave some places early, but Space Cowboy, for the most part, has checked them out, and they haven't burnt him, and that hammer is a really nice find.
Absolutely. Hammer time, everybody. And we we are about to get our life lesson. And look at that, we got a sub. Round Fleer. Welcome.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the sub.
Okay, we got a little bit of a life lesson discount. I'll just take 200.
Yeah. Rather than the $4.99 or $4.80 that it usually does.
Exactly. So Luke's got a lot of the goods so far. He's now has another good access to get into Darkwood because of the hammer. And I think he's going to Desert Play now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go clean up Desert.
It's actually a good choice for him because that's where he gets that first Master Sword upgrade to help him out.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And he's got a full magic meter here now, so he probably feels a little more confident coming in here and being able to kill Landmolas with that ice rod.
Yep. And in case he misses, he also has a sword to fight with and a hammer.
Definitely have had a few seeds where the commonly reusable weapon is definitely been the thing that seems to hold you back. And now that he has the hammer, Loogaroo probably feels a lot better about that.
Now, chat's wondering if they check pedestals, so the likelihood of that right now is what item could be there? Well, we have quite a lot of items still that can possibly be there, but we know it can't be the flute because Myers a pendant and you need to get the flute to get there. But it could be something like a bow or a fire rod.
Or a hookshot.
Yep, because those items are not needed to beat those pendants, and they're not needed to get there.
Right. Possibly a required bombos as well, another possibility.
Mm-hmm. Bombos might be needed because you might need it to get into Ice House.
That's right. If the fire rod is in ice, you're going to need bombos to get in there. Bombos could, of course, also open up Turtle Rock, and neither of our runners have checked it yet.
Yep. Now that's something they can do. Well, Loogaroo definitely can, because he has the mirror, the hammer, and the Titan Smith. He could check that side if he wanted to, but I think he might be holding out till he gets hookshot or so.
Yeah, it's possible that he is. Loogaroo seems to have had an aversion to really doing the dungeons so far, so now that he has that hammer, he may choose to go up there. But it looks like not with the Desert Play, he may be opting to clean up the dungeons he knows he can do now. Okay. Lunchbox, something else Loogaroo didn't do, unfortunately for Space Cowboy. It's just another red rupee.
We're gonna have a quick bombos tablet check here.
Yet again, something that Loogaroo opted not to do.
And that would be a very, really necessary item.
Yeah, so that could hurt. Especially because your best chance at coming down and checking that is when you do Swamp, and without the hookshot, you're not going to be in a hurry to come down and do Swamp.
And I'm wondering where Space Cowboy is he going to route his way to Catfish side now?
Looks like he's going to go check his unhype hype cave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he didn't do this yet. Well, he has no way to get up there right now, technically. Or, I forgot if he can swim. Maybe he can't. He can swim all the way to that side if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's highly unlikely I'm going to see that.
So depending on what Space Cowboy comes to do, whoever gets an advantage in this race might very well come down to, does Loogaroo find the hookshot, or does Space Cowboy find the hammer first?
I think Space Cowboy is gonna... Where is he going? Gonna try to go... Is he gonna go in the swamp and find out he needs a hammer to go further?
I mean, unless this is an intentional gamble on the first
The
chest
first
in
chest
here.
for it's the only thing you can check is that one chest because we know where hammer is, but maybe he's thinking hammer's in that chest.
Ooh, and there's Bombos off of Land Molas for Loogaroo.
Ooh, Ice Palace is now a thing.
Absolutely is. So he may very well opt to go there. I believe it's the only other crystal dungeon he can finish.
I think Space Cowboy realized it's just for one chest. I'm not gonna do it right now.
But looks like he's going to go grab his powder here. And then we'll see if he continues to route up the east coast of Hyrule after this.
This is interesting to see what they're going to find because they have so many options open to them with all the equipment they have. I mean, Space Cowboy can go to East Side Death Mountain because he has the hook shot. Loogaroo can get there because he has the hammer and the mirror.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd situation, especially for version 26, where you have almost the entire overworld open to you, but very little you can do in terms of finishing dungeons.
Hey, it looks like Loogaroo, Space Cowboy actually fall through what I was thinking. He's going to swim over to the side. Because that hammer barrier kind of prevents him from doing any other way unless he has to go the long way around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, Loogaroo remembering he hasn't checked the Ether tablet yet.
Well, that's good, but it's just only going to find some red rupees here. But so far this seed, the one item that's kind of trolly is, I think the bow might be trolling him for a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Space Cowboy is going to go up and get his hammer right away here, which is fantastic for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he having the hammer, hookshot, flippers, and mirror, he ain't had in the swamp.
Be interesting to see if he decides to do that. He hasn't finished desert yet, so yeah, he can't even get into ice. So yeah, he may very well decide to dip into swamp after he's done here.
And the reason why I wanted to say swamp might be a good play at this moment is because double-chested fairy is also one of the crystals that swamp is, and desert palace is the other one.
Yeah, that's a good point. When the first couple of crystals you have available to you happen to be the 5-6, that really gets your senses going on Fat Fairy.
And we already got the Vanilla Quake medallion is the one that was required to open T-Rock, so they both have that.
Yeah, indeed, all three medallions relatively accessible to seed, so no real issues there. I believe Space Cowboy actually does have Ether currently. I believe he did go back to the library and pick it up, and he will, of course, get Bombos when he kills Land Molas.
Yep. So there's absolutely no trolley of the medallion. So we're starting to run out of options. It's either going to be the bow or the fire rod that could be most likely the pedestal now.
Absolutely. Yeah, the bow is looking like the potential for the biggest troll here. And we get to see our lovely pink Luigi.
Ooh, nice. Pink Luigi, smash color. Gotta love it. Alright. Now Loogaroo is going to have to do this because he has the boots and he's can only use the bonk strats here unless he knows how to hover.
And it looks like he's opting out.
And Space Cowboy is about to get his life lesson here.
Loogaroo heading into Spiral Cave. It'll be interesting to see if Loogaroo decides to finish Tower of Hera when he comes back up here.
Yeah, because there's pretty much no other time to do it. It kind of feels like this is pretty much the time to do that. Because coming up the trip going up here multiple times, it's the climb is really huge time waste.
Yeah. I mean, you may wait. I mean, you're a fire rod away from being able to finish off Turtle Rock. I mean, you may very well find the fire rod somewhere and then decide to come out here and clear Turtle Rock again. But I definitely agree with you. If I hadn't done Tower of Hera already, I would be doing it on this trip.
Yep, if you don't find anything, of course, because they have many chests to look for still. Alright, which one will pay off? Will it be the Paradox Cave, or it'll be Super Bunny Cave?
Super Bunny Cave, we know, gives the red mail out from Loogaroo, checking that out.
Or it will be the rest of Hookshot Cave.
But yeah, that will be the real question here, because Loogaroo obviously can't do that.
Now let's see, will this be a luxurious cave? So far, just a lot of love.
A lot of love. Not opting to go over and do Spike Cave either on Loogaroo's side.
Yeah, that's an option he has too. He definitely has the cape, so logic allows you to do that place right now. Alright, the Hookshot Cave, will it hold what we're missing?
Fire Rod in particular would be humongous here.
Nope. The hookshot was in the Bombos tablet.
Yeah, so Loogaroo has opted to skip quite a few little odds and ends sort of places here, either by choice or by his current items. And the Bombos tablet is the only one that's burnt him so far.
Yeah. And I think Space Cowboy is the reason why he's doing this is he wants to just open up T-Rock.
You can opt to go in here. I mean, it is possible that the Fire Rod is actually inside Turtle Rock.
Yep. Fire Rod can actually go all the way to Mimic Cave if you want to set it up that way.
Yeah, that's right. If you get unlucky, or however you decide to look at it with the key layout. So
ooh, Luke is going to ice. I think that's pretty good. He does have all the equipment he needs to finish it.
Yep. No, I think this is the most solid play from Loogaroo's end, considering where he's at.
Hammer was at Catfish.
So yeah, the three major items being at overworld locations, with the third one being the cane at Hobo. Very odd for version 26 in general.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of places where there's these items can be in the overworld too. Not too many left.
Yeah. Okay, so no small key in the first chest, which means technically the rest of this dungeon by logic is locked behind the hookshot, which Loogaroo doesn't have.
It'll be interesting to see if he does any bomb jump plays though.
For sure. You can still, if assuming he knows at least the basic bomb jump, he can still kill Cold Stare at the very least. He could still pull the Fire Rod out of here, which would be really nice.
And that would be great. If he gets the Fire Rod here, this is not a bad move for him because he can finish 2 other dungeons then, besides this one.
Yeah, that's right. The only problem, of course, being that he's not going to find the hookshot in any of those places.
Yep. Fire Rod, however, will get him in the direction of T-Rock.
That's right. Yeah, which is looking like it's probably the most likely place for the bow at this point.
That's true. And we'll see if that is the case. I've seen bows so many times there.
Yeah, Turtle Rock really, much like Skull Woods, if the game gives you early access to Turtle Rock, the amount of times it tends to have one of the things you're looking for, it seems to be quite high.
Oh, Space Cowboy, I think, might be going to Swan.
So in terms of pressing his advantage, this is the best play that he could be making if that's what he's doing. He's the only one with the hook shot, so he's the only one who can complete this dungeon.
Nope, the pedestal was not checked.
Loogaroo opting to take that small key backwards to check out the upper floors here.
Still gonna be an interesting one here. I know Space Cowboy's just gonna let that net sit there all day.
Just gonna taunt us with the swag Ganon 2. Not actually gonna do it.
Nope, it's not gonna ever pick it up. Bo can most likely still be on pedestal at this moment because there was one of two items it could be. It could also be the fire rod.
That's right. With, of course, the general caveat that it could be something like the shovel that leads directly to one of those items as well. But yeah. And bow in swamp is another strong possibility as well, actually.
Ooh, this is confirmed a V-Torp seed. We found a bottle and a bee.
We still have to kill Mothula. Might wind up coming in handy.
Yes, bug assist always helps.
Yes, bottle contents are randomized as part of the seed as well, and so are the prizes you get from the Fat Fairy if you choose to throw an empty bottle in there.
Actually, having the keys actually favored out Loogaroo here because he didn't really need the hookshot, and doing that secondary bomb jump that was harder to do.
Yeah, and the key logic has been nice in here for him for sure. Gonna go back up and check the chest that I have deemed stupid chest, because this one chest is really what makes routing Ice Palace sufficiently difficult. If it wasn't for this one chest, it would be a much easier place to route out.
Oh, convenient big key in swamp. I like this play though. Having the big key early, check the big chest, you go north, and then you'll know if you have to get those last chests on the left or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I generally try to prioritize going straight to the back of swamp. Unless I'm in here really early and have a lot of items left to do, I definitely try to head back here first.
So far Ice Palace doesn't look like it's holding anything good.
I'm not sure if we've seen all the items, if Cold Stare is holding out on us.
Oh, we found Sankart.
Just a lot of love in the drowned chests and swamp.
By sheer items at this moment, you can kind of say they're even, right? Because one has combos and one has hookshot.
Yeah, it's true. I know I've said it a couple times already. Loogaroo getting to the hookshot worries me from his point of view. There's just not going to be a convenient time for him to go down and check bombos, since he won't be prioritizing the swamp without that hookshot.
Now, the other thing is, of course, Space Cowboy has tempered. That's always going to be a big deal.
Yeah, definitely an equipment advantage for Space Cowboy as well. That's a good point.
And I think that sword upgrade was in Skullwoods where you found that. So that's where Loogaroo can check to get that sword upgrade. Okay. Arcus was really quick because tempered just needs 2 spin attacks. And it looks like there will be items left over in Swamp.
Right. Interesting to see if Space Cowboy decides to go back in and check those out. Loogaroo here, trying to get through this cotton candy.
Yep. Seems like he opting to use the Master's or spin attack strat, which is fine. Got one down, that's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Just reducing the lag alone from having one of them down.
Now, I think Space Cowboy is opting to do Desert now, because he's thinking of that Crystal 5 and 6 combo.
Yeah. I don't remember Space Cowboy getting the map. Chav can correct me if he did. So that would mean there's only one item left in the left side of Swamp. So again, I would definitely be taking the gamble with only one item left. I would be leaving it.
Now that's the scary part because the previous race today had the bow in that left side, the one item left.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, it's going to jump up and bite you. There's absolutely no way around that. But it's a solid, 2 minutes or so to invest into just one item spot when you have so much else left on the map for you. It's hard to justify it.
Alright, Space Cowboy is opting to kill Lamulus here, which will then give him access into Ice Palace if he chooses to do so, because he will find Bombos. But the more important thing that we don't know is what's at the double-chested ferry today.
That's right. The last race I commented on was Go Mode in there, so we'll see if we get that again. Loogaroo is not done the front half of Escape yet, so he is on his way in there. I don't recall Space Cowboy finding anything of interest in Escape.
Now, I'm trying to think of the overall spots left that they haven't checked. It's pretty much, I'm thinking in Death Mountain, it's just Spike Cave, I think. And I don't believe Sahashala has been checked because no one's routed their section just yet.
Yeah, Loogaroo, of course, could obviously check it. He does have the green pendant, but no, I don't believe he's actually been over there. And I think you're right. Spike Cave is the only overworld location that immediately jumps to mind for me between the two players.
Yep. And I know some people may say that Mimic Cave is a T-Rock place because technically, yes, you need to get into T-Rock to get to Mimic Cave, but it is an overworld location as well. But I put that in line with the T-Rock.
Yeah, there are ways to get into Mimic Cave without going through T-Rock, but they all involve out-of-bounds clips, so none of them are legal in this tournament.
Alright, I don't think anyone went to check this last chest where Loogaroo is going either.
No, I kind of assumed since Space Cowboy didn't do it that it was either the map or the key, but it obviously isn't.
Oh, comes out to 50 rupees.
So there's a location that Space Cowboy left behind that's not going to bite him. And it looks like Space Cowboy is on his way to Large Marge here.
Alright, we'll see what happens. That'll be interesting to see if he gets it here, or he's gonna have to think about where to go next.
Yeah, he might. I'm assuming Space Cowboy will follow the crystal he can complete idea and head to ice after this, even though we know there's nothing of value in ice.
Ooh, Sahashala doesn't come through. It just has 20 rupees. Are we gonna get a dip into Eastern Palace now?
Loogaroo is sort of running out of options here, so this wouldn't surprise me.
He might be going to Podway first and then Mirror.
Right, just so he has the portal set up and only have to travel this once, which makes sense.
Alright, it was just hearts. Now I'm starting to wonder if they left something behind in Hera or Swamp Palace.
Or Swamp, yeah.
It's starting to wonder, the nerves are breaking. This might be huge for Loogaroo to get back into this. If he finds Fire Rod or Bow in this place here, he's back in it.
Absolutely. items in their vanilla locations or close to their vanilla locations tend to be the hardest for the runners to predict. So bow being either in Eastern or essentially right beside Eastern in pod is definitely going to be probably the last thing that Space Cowboy decides to do, or close to.
Yep. And meanwhile, this is just gonna help Loogaroo save a little bit of time because Space Cowboy is probably getting a full clear Ice Palace just as Loogaroo did, so they kind of mitigate each other there.
Yeah, for sure. I believe he'll be able to route it a touch more efficiently with the hook shot, but it'll be relatively close to the same amount of time spent. So yeah, so Chad is bringing it up. So there is something interesting with the logic in pod, which is that essentially because of, without getting into the technical bits and pieces of it, because of the way the small key logic works to prevent the runners from key locking themselves, the bow can only be in the first 3 chests. All the other chests are considered bow locked. So just as an example, if Loogaroo was to find the shovel in the back part of pod here, the shovel could in no way lead to the bow.
Yep. It's gotta only be these first 3. Ooh, convenient big key though.
So it looks like Loogaroo does know that, or yeah, it looks like Loogaroo does know that because he checked those 3 chests, didn't come up with a bow, and he is immediately out of here.
And he's gonna go into Eastern to check real quick. I'm wondering if he's gonna go back though to look for Fire Rod if it might be there, because that's another item that potentially can be still in pod.
Yeah, absolutely. Did he not check the first chest in Eastern here?
I don't believe he did. Hookshot was Bombo's tablet. It looks like he just skipped right by it, so...
Yeah. And for the chat, Mirror was in the Lumberjack Cave, and Moon Pearl was on Spectacle Rock. So our runners knew very early that Aghanim 1 was going to be required. Looks like Loogaroo realized that he missed this.
Yep. That's good. Hopefully this will be something good. And it'll be... Ooh, the blue boomerang. So you boomerang fans...
The far superior boomerang.
Absolutely should be happy with that one today. So 2 more items in Eastern Palace. Will it be one of our missing items we need to progress?
Yes. I mean, there's little else that really could be here. I mean, there are a few loose squares here and there, but...
Okay, the map. We still got 2 spots.
I don't think he has the big key yet.
Yep, so that means... Yep.
Yeah.
Vanilla big key. Leading to chest, which will either be the item or the compass. It's probably going to be a dungeon item, or then Arma's going to have something. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, bow or fire rod obviously are the big 2 that would sort of help pull Loogaroo back in this.
Yep. That hookshot is crucial right now, and also that sword upgrade, because that early dip into Skull Woods actually paid off for Space Cowboy.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too shocked if that's where Loogaroo chose to go, assuming he comes up dry here.
Yeah. We'll see what Big Chest is. Will it be Vanilla Bow today?
Vanilla Bow would definitely help Loogaroo out for sure.
Oh, it's just a piece of heart. No. All right. Is he going to go? Okay, he's not going back in. He's thinking, nope. No pod for me.
Yeah, I guess he's thinking that because of the bow lock location, that he's going to have to come into pod with the bow again anyway. So even if the fire rod is there, he's technically pulling the fire rod out. Just forces you to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to check otherwise.
But there's another theory, though, is what if fire rod was there? Fire rod's what you need to kill Mothula to get bow there. On the other hand.
Well, that can't happen, because if the fire rod's in the back part of bow, then the fire rod can't lock the bow.
That's true. So that's why the bow logic, as you can see, is important to know.
Yeah, sure. It looks like Loogaroo's going to go up here to do Tower of Hera, which is a nice play. If the bow is not the second item in Hera, I really wonder, do you dip into Turtle Rock while you're up here?
That could play huge if Fire Rod's there. Or bow.
Yeah. I actually... If this was me in this position, I think I would. Even if it winds up being wrong, you're going to run into a key lock fairly early. You're not going to be able to spend a lot of time in there. So yeah, I think I would.
You can fight the eastern boss with sword, but however you can't get past the room because the bow is required to kill those enemies to get there. That's why you can't really get to Armos without bow.
Yeah, the two rooms before Armos both have red Igors, which can only be killed with the bow.
Yeah. All right, Loogaroo's gonna go check the rest of Hera here, which opted to escape.
Yeah. Space Cowboy is going to finish off Cold Stare, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes, because I believe in terms of dungeons, he has more done with the exception of the pod and Eastern Dive. So it'll be interesting to see if he chooses to avoid that, because he doesn't have the bow yet.
Yeah, I'm curious about where he goes to now, because he's got quite a bunch of stuff. And he's done most of overworld stuff left. I think what's left for him is pretty much Spy Cave.
Yeah, he did a grand. He and Loogaroo both did that grand world tour, and Loogaroo left a couple of random overworld squares open, but I don't think Space Cowboy did.
Okay, so that was the last item, I believe. So Loogaroo jumps out.
Yeah,
maybe Spy Cave.
Opting not to check, or not to kill Moldorm, excuse me, for the pendant. Pedestal's not dead yet. Fire Rod and Bow can both be there.
Yeah, no one's checked Pedestal. It's kind of interesting to see how late they're gonna head back to check that.
It looks like, unfortunately for him, Space Cowboy is also going to make the pod Eastern play, looking for the vanilla bow here.
Alright. So I wonder if he knows the logic of bow being in the first three chests.
Right, or even if he does, if he elects to check the back for the fire rod anyway.
Yeah. With such an early big key, I'm curious to see what he decides to do. So Spike Cave came out empty, so it's not really an overworld. So we are kind of left with some things of, like you said, maybe a dip into T-Rock. You might find Fire Rod through there. You might find both through there.
Yeah, right. It looks like Loogaroo is probably going to make this play on Skull Woods here, which we know will get him his Tempered Sword. I'm assuming you make a pedestal check from there. It's going to be your best opportunity.
Yep. Also, I didn't check. Remember Thieves Town? We didn't really pay attention in terms of the basement item is going to be anything yet, because he didn't have hammer.
Yeah. I'm assuming there's an item left in there because Blind dropped the map, and I only saw 2 items come out of the first 4 chests, so it's pretty likely that there is. I don't know if anybody in chat remembers explicitly or not.
Big Chet might still have an item in Thieves Town. Yep, and they're thinking that it's been a long time since they well, for Loogaroo that is, but because I don't think Space Cowboy did anything there.
I believe Space Cowboy only checked the first 4 chests and left.
Yeah, I think that would actually have something for him to check in the back of his mind. Plus, he didn't go beat blind, so it puts another position for him to think Green Pendant might have something, but we know it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, now that you say that, I'm a little surprised he opted to come over here and do this without the bow as opposed to go and finish that.
Ooh, we found 10 arrows. This should be a key, so big key, yeah. That's what it. So pretty much, he kind of locked himself out.
Yep.
Because the way he used the keys, it kind of locked himself out. If he used that key to look up the northern rooms, he could have had a few more places to check.
Absolutely, and if you know how to do the hammer yump, that potentially can get you a couple more.
Yeah, but now it's more than likely they're gonna have to go back with another option. He's now, in order to finish Pod for sure and check the rest, he's gonna have that bow. But who knows if Fire Rod's there? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility that you're running into here is that if the fire rod was in the back of Pod and you went back there and got it, and then the bow was in the first chest of T-Rock, you save yourself an extra trip up Death Mountain if you're bringing the fire rod up there.
Alright, Loogaroo's now armed with Tempered.
So this is his best shot at checking the pedestal. We'll see if he chooses to do it.
Yes, this actually makes... Look, I think he's thinking the same thing you are.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, because this is starting to run out of places. And if he knows, then he might be thinking T-Rock might be the place he has to go next if he sees this.
All right, pedestal hype, guys. Let's see.
This is definitely huge. Will this be it? Will this have one of those fancy items?
Oh.
No, it doesn't. So it looks like I say, Turtle Rock looks appetizing.
It really does. This would be the first tournament match I think I've seen with going into Turtle Rock without the fire rod being the expected play, if that winds up being the case.
Yes, that is. I think he's thinking about it now because he's saving quitting. He's probably looking at his options. He's going to his house, so where is he going to go?
Oh, is he going? Oh, is
Swamp,
he going to the
maybe.
Bombo's tablet? If he's going
Bombo's tablet and Swamp, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually good for Loogaroo because he's starting to run out of places.
Yeah, this is actually fantastic for Loogaroo.
Yeah, I'll bring him pretty much even to where Space Cowboy is, because then he'll have a dungeon he's able to finish.
I'm assuming Space Cowboy will be finished in here with Eastern before Loogaroo is.
Yep.
And so a lot's going to depend on what decision Space Cowboy chooses to make here.
Yep. Now we'll see if he's going to go back and check the pedestal too. And from this direction, it kind of feels like he is.
Could be going to finish Thieves Town too, potentially.
Ooh, wait a second. He's going somewhere. Is he going to go to the back half of Escape?
Oh,
Or
I don't
that
think
one
he
chest?
hasn't checked the sewer chest. Yep.
Yeah, he hasn't checked that one chest. But Loogaroo is now armed. Good shot. And remember the one chest he left behind in Swamp.
Right. So this is interesting how this has come full circle. Loogaroo has played this seed by leaving odds and ends chests here and there. And Space Cowboy's really only done it once, which is the left-hand item in Swamp here. If Loogaroo decides to go get that, and that's a bow or a fire rod, then this race is turned completely on its head.
Yep. And I'm starting to think Space Cowboy is literally running out of options. He's pretty much has dungeon checks left for him.
I think mathematically, finishing off Thieves Town is the best choice. And since he's starting from Sanctuary, I think that's probably what he's going to be doing.
Yep, because he hasn't done it yet, so it's a possibility of what he's going to do, and that will even up exactly what Loogaroo has done then, because Loogaroo has completed Thieves Town already.
Actually, someone in chat just brought it up. Has anyone checked the Mad Batter yet? I don't recall it. Yeah.
No, I don't think they have. There's quite a few things they haven't checked, but they're starting to forget, I think.
Yeah. Although between both runners individually have some loose squares lying around, but between the two of them, we've seen most everything.
Okay, Space Cowboy is definitely doing the pegs here and Magic Bat.
Right, which is like some things that we haven't seen. We haven't seen hammer pegs either.
Yep. We have not seen this yet. This could be big. Nope. And now we might see our Magic Bat, like everyone was asking earlier.
Looks like we are. Looks like he's leaving his portal here, so I'm assuming that means if Magic Bat is nothing, he will be heading into Thieves after this.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty good for him, because he's able to full clear having the hammer. This could be it. What will the Magic Bat have for us today? Nope!
Just couch cash.
Oh my goodness.
Loogaroo is opting to do the left half of Swamp here.
Alright, that's smart of him.
So, this could very well decide the race. Loogaroo is doing the left side of Swamp. It looks like Space Cowboy is heading into Thieves, and he will be able to check the item in the Hammer Big Chest.
We'll get some intel here. This might be the big play for both.
I mean, what would be hilarious is if one of them is the Fire Rod and the other one is the bow.
Oh my goodness, what if that is the case? Yes, Space Cowboy already checked it, the double-chested fairy, and didn't come out with anything. And Loogaroo already answered us what was left in Hera too, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see if neither of these two singular item locations pan out. I think Turtle Rock is really all we have left.
Absolutely, Turtle Rock. And now it'll be interesting if Turtle Rock plays into something where you find flute, and then you need to go into Mire area to get what you finish everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go now on Loogaroo's side.
Will this be? Oh, it was! Oh my god, it was there again! The bow was in the left side of Swamp again!
Oh my goodness. Okay, so, I mean, Space Cowboy really has to find the Fire Rod in this chest.
Oh my god, yes, he's definitely needs to find that Fire Rod in that chest now. Oh my god, I had a feeling, because I told you earlier, we saw the race. Killer app.
You
did.
You definitely did. You definitely called that. I'll give you props for that.
That's why you don't skip chests when you come into dungeons already.
That's right. That's the risk you run, for sure.
Doesn't matter who you're against. Okay, this will be huge. Is this? Oh no!
Oh no, it's not an item.
It
Matt
isn't.
and Compass are both still out.
Oh, then yeah, then it isn't. Okay, wait, it isn't an item. Rip.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's tough for Space Cowboy for sure.
But I'm starting to think he might think about it too, because he's done literally everything else he can possibly do.
Right. I mean, once he's done here, he's pretty much down to, do I go back and swamp for that item, or do I go to Turtle Rock?
Exactly. So I'm like, he's pretty much, yeah, that's it. So I don't think he's gonna miss that out on that. Now, having a bow, that opens up a lot of things for Loogaroo. He can finish the Eastern Palace, he can finish up Pod.
Yeah, I imagine that'll be what he'll kill the Armos Knights first to see if they're holding the Fire Rod, and then he'll clear out Pod, I would assume.
Yep, and that would be the right play. Okay, now this is all up to you, Space Cowboy. Are you gonna go back?
Link's house. Start from Link's house.
I think he's gonna save and quit. Maybe start from Link's house. He's probably starting to think about it. Yes, he is.
Oh, he is.
I think he is. He's. I hope he watched the race earlier today. No, he's not. He's gonna turn the pendant first. Okay, turn the pendant check first. He was trying to figure out how to turn the pendant. Okay, now we'll see what he does after this. Gonna be huge. What he does after this is gonna be big.
Yeah, absolutely, it will.
Where are you going next, Space Cowboy? Go back to your house and head south. We know what you're doing. He's going to... Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go to T-Rock, finding Fire Rod there. He's hoping.
Now, if the Fire Rod is actually in Turtle Rock, that's actually not the worst thing in the world, because he basically will have nowhere left to go but into Swamp for his bow after that, and he'll be able to go mode Pod, which Loogaroo won't be able to do. So that, not the worst thing in the world. This definitely isn't a good scenario for Space Cowboy, but if the Fire Rod is actually in Turtle Rock, then it's not the worst thing in the world for him either.
Alright, so he headed this way. I think he's gonna check Spy Cave. Yeah. For him, we already know what it is.
I mean, he's going to be saving and quitting out of here, so he could save and quit out of here and opt to go to Swamp. I forgot he didn't have this done yet.
Yep. This is true. He did not finish this yet. I think this is his last overall item place he can check, besides going into T-Rock and doing Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally it. That was literally his last spot.
Yeah, I remember him doing Purple Chest. I think I remember him doing all the other odd locations.
Okay, look, he's doing this again. Yeah. Now he's gonna save and quit. Is he gonna go back to his house? Looks like it. Looks like it. Looks like it. Come on, Space Cowboy. Oh, he's going to T-Rock. He's going to T-Rock. All right. Going to T-Rock. Wait, where is... Oh, is he... Oh, he's facing the rest of Hera. I don't think...
Oh, okay. Odd that you wouldn't do this before doing Spike Cave, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he didn't finish the rest of Hera. That's why I remember now. Because why else would you go up here? He's now doing what Loogaroo already did for us. So, yeah.
I guess hopefully Loogaroo remembers he has silver arrows by the time he gets to Ganon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because that's not going to be a fun fight with spinning attacking. Alright. Setting up the iframes here. Now, this is going to be interesting. Will Fire Rod be here in Pod?
That would be devastating for Space Cowboy if it was.
Yes, the pedestal was checked. Unfortunately, it didn't have anything fun.
Yeah, couch cash.
You know what would I still think would cause this race to go crazy is, like I was saying, find that flute.
Yeah,
Rock,
absolutely. If there's an
and
item
make it
these
go in the
runners,
fire.
yeah, if there's a item these runners don't want to find at this point, it is the flute.
Yeah. If they find that flute and don't find that fire rod, it's gonna hurt. They're gonna be like, "This seed is terrible." Okay, the moment of truth. Will this be the fire rod somewhere here in Pod? Alright, he's got plenty of keys. Not the red he was looking for.
No.
And Space Cowboy's gonna peace out very soon because that's what Loogaroo did.
Yeah, and he's checked the pedestal, so there's no reason to continue once he gets this second item here.
Yep. Yep, he's gonna peace out. He should be. Oh, he's. Why? You already got the items, buddy.
Must have forgotten he got the flippers out of here earlier.
No, he forgot the flippers earlier. Uh-oh.
Except he's not checking the big chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he flippers here already.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Space Cowboy hasn't checked the pedestal yet. That's right. So he doesn't know that this isn't needed.
Oh, Space Cowboy didn't check this. Oh, yeah, you're okay. I get you. That makes more sense to me now than why we would do this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just a gamble for the pedestal.
So there's no fire rod or flute or shovel or anything coming out of Pod, it looks like, unless it's off Helm the Sword.
Okay, this is gonna be a rude awakening once he picks this up. Where does he go next, though? That's the whole thing. Where is he gonna go?
I know, you're already up here. It'd be really tempting to go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I just don't know where he's gonna go. If he's gonna go right, then we know he's going to a rock. Oh, he's going to a rock. Oh no, scroll block!
Oh. Oh, dead rocks.
I call that one the black squirrel, because if you mess him up, none shall pass.
I like that. Okay, so considering where he's at now, this is best case scenario for Space Cowboy has happened. So Helmut Sword does have the compass. So Pod is not the location of the fire rods. As long as the fire rod is not on the Armos Knight, Space Cowboy still has a shot here.
Yep. There's a key. It had to be. Otherwise, this dream is over with in Teat Rock. Now we'll see where this fire rod has been eluding runners. Will it be at chain shops? Or will it give you a key to make you go further? Or will it be the flute?
Yeah, that's the scary.
What is this? Is this a key? There is the fire rod! Ay, ay, ay.
And he's leaving!
Well, he's leaving. I don't understand why he's leaving, because he could finish the dungeon, though. Wow, okay.
I mean...
Okay, we got the fire rod.
You know the bow's not back there. He's definitely going to go do Skullwood.
Yeah, he's probably thinking Skullwoods, and then he can check his pedestal to make his assumptions correct that this is a pedestal steep because he doesn't know.
Does he go back into swamp after he does this? Is the question.
This is. I have no clue. I think he should have stuck it out in T-Rock because then he would have knew that it wasn't there.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely, for sure. Definitely should have. However, knowing what we know, this could work out for him.
I don't know what he's gonna do after this. He's gonna go back to T-Rock though, because he can finish it. Oh boy. I think the reason why he did it was just to make his assumptions correct that this is a pedestal scene.
Yeah.
That's probably what was on the back of his mind. But he's gonna find out it's just couch cash. Oh, things would have been played so well for him if he just had picked up that bow, though.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh, he's gonna check right now. He's gonna find out and be severely disappointed.
Okay, it will be interesting to see. I would assume Loogaroo would go directly to T-Rock when he's done here. But
Yeah.
Loogaroo has left a couple of loose overroll squares lying around still, I believe. So he may choose to clean those up first.
That's true. But he's been gambling quite a bit. I think he might make the T-Rock play.
Yeah, mathematically, I still think that even with the loose overrolled squares, that's your single best chance. So I would assume that that's most likely.
Because he's completed just about everything else he can do in dungeons, so it leaves only that. This might help Space Cowboy though, because what if he found the flute in T-Rock?
Right, yeah. I mean, that is on the other possibility. If you did find the flute in there, I mean, you'd just be completely on the wrong set of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about too. I was like, he could go off tangent everywhere if he found that there.
Of course, what if Loogaroo finds the flute here? Okay.
Okay, that was close to that blue. Now, if that was the case, that would have helped him out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because he would have definitely checked the rest of Mire Shed and the checkerboard cave, man. Okay. What is Mothula? Oh, nice. Got him.
Yeah, I got the reverse rebound off from the fire rod splash there. And Loogaroo going to Death Mountain Cave, probably on his way to Turtle Rock, which is absolutely the right play for him.
Yep, it was. Now here's the question though, where is Space Cowboy? He's definitely not going to be able to finish those two dungeons. What's left for him is T-Rock or Swamp. Yep, this is a chest item. I hope it's not the flute.
Oh, yes.
I hope this is just some garbage item because that flute's going to throw him off tangent.
If there's ever a time to want a single green rupee, this is it.
Come on, be something else like half magic or something. Oh, it's just key. Whew. Alright. Shit. Alright. Space Cowboy. You gotta know where to go.
I want to see you at Link's house. Come on.
If you go to Link's house, we know you're going back to. Yes!
He is!
He is making the play back.
He is. This could still be... It's going to be tough. But this could still be like a Ganon's Tower gamble making this close.
Yeah. This is tough, but he's going. He's going. The reason why I don't like skipping Swamp is because of this situation right here. You have to reopen the whole thing again.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. When it does bite you, it bites you hard. There's absolutely no way about that.
It's not worth the time saved if I feel ever to skip it because of this one reason right here. The only reason why I would feel like you go into Swamp and then you can skip it is when you're in literally almost go mode at that point, and then you just go finish it up. And that's when you skip.
Right. I mean, my logic behind skipping it is in instances where there's only the one item left is basically that if you make lots of those 1 or 2 minute time saves, you can wind up saving yourself a lot of time on your opponent. But Hiei, I don't know if you want to call it, but
Alright.
at 1 hour and 39 minutes,
We are in go mode. Very nice, though. Very nice for Loogaroo to do that for us. And he does remember, oh yeah, I can't go through that door. I gotta get a key.
yeah, he does remember to come back here.
Ooh, it's nice to find that big key there, though.
Yeah, the double keys there is really nice. Gives you the potential opportunities to be able to skip not only the big chest, but the laser room.
You can always definitely skip the vanilla big key part now because he doesn't need to go there with that big key. Okay, Space Cowboy. We know you're gonna find what you've been looking for. And then we can make the play and say you're in go mode.
That's right.
Yes, this seed was fluteless, so no swag duck will be coming out for you except when he gets a delivery to Ganon's pyramid.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Space Cowboy should be able to pick up a little bit of time here because he has the big key already in
Oh, easy. Okay, lucky he side. If he actually had the bow on the other side, he didn't hit the switch, you know.
Oh, he didn't hit the switch.
But it's luckily on this side.
Yeah, he is lucky then.
He's so lucky it's on this side. Otherwise, he would have been so mad, I think. Oh my god, luckily it was on this side. He got so lucky. He didn't hit the orange. It was on this side.
Yeah, very lucky.
He had hit that. It would have been, oh my god. I knew.
Yeah, that did bite somebody in the last tournament. I don't remember who it was.
Okay, now that he knows he has everything, we are in go mode, people.
Absolutely. Space Cowboy is off to finish off Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, without Flute, he's just thinking this is probably the fastest way to get there.
As long as he knows his pod routing, this should be quick. He should be able to just go straight up the right side, grab a small key from one of those two chests, and then he can just go right down to Helmasaur.
Yep. This is also one of those times if you can hover would be really nice because you can skip that whole section and just go straight up to Helmasaur with the hammer peg once you get a key there. Bo was right there, left side of swamp, just like an earlier tournament race we had today. Left side swamp.
Loogaroo finding half magic in the single roller room there. That's a nice find.
Oh yes, he's definitely gonna have to check that because he wants to make sure he can skip laser skip room. But we know it's gonna be there. We know the key's gonna be in laser skip room. Now that's actually really nice to have. Half magic for Trinex? Very nice.
Yeah, indeed. Not as big a deal with Tempered Sword, but still. It's definitely a nice safety to have in your back pocket, I agree.
Alright. Space Cowboy does know the right routing. He does come here. This is good. He has what he needs.
Just about to say, don't even mess around with laser skips here. You have half magic.
Oh yeah. No, don't. Oh, it's in the last chest? Of course it is. Oh, that mini helmet trolled him a little.
Bye, Ouija.
Now this will be interesting. How it's gonna happen? Space Cowboy will then mirror to beat Eastern Palace, which should be fast. And then he's gonna have to do T-Rock, the climb. It'll still be interesting to see what happens because Loogaroo still has to go all the way down to Gold Woods.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so that's what makes this a little bit closer than it might actually appear right now. This is going to be close enough that gambling or deciding where you go for the big T in Ganon's Tower could still decide this.
Now here's the mystery. The piece out of T-Rock so quickly, did that actually help Space Cowboy in the end?
I think it did. I think, considering the at the time, I wouldn't have agreed with that choice, but considering how everything's actually worked out, I think it did actually wind up saving him some time.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. I think it might have. Because then he has that one last climb up, and then he's on his way up.
We got synchronized boss kills here.
Yeah. And they both drop compasses too.
All right, so Space Cowboy will be finishing off Eastern. So Space Cowboy is essentially going to be a Go mode Turtle Rock behind Loogaroo here, more or less.
Yeah, and Loogaroo had a Go mode Turtle Rock too, so.
Yeah, that's definitely, like I said, that's definitely close enough that the Ganon Tower Big Key could decide it, depending on what they each decide to do.
Yep, I think so as well. Now, the mystery is, I think Space Cowboy is still also going to have half magic, because trying to find that key on your way into the laser skip room, you still want to grab stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't believe Loogaroo had 2 keys. He didn't have any. Excuse me, he only had 1 key heading into that room, so
yep.
Pretty much you're going to have to check it. Shouldn't miss half magic. Runner's just off to the races here. A little interesting that Space Cowboy never found a single shield upgrade here either, and Loogaroo is running around with the red shield.
Yeah, that's true.
No, we left one in race game. I don't remember where the other one was.
It's a good question. Where was the other shield? Was it in, I don't know, was it in T-Rock?
Oh, it was in Turtle Rock? Okay.
Yeah. It was probably one of the laser skip items. Oh, big chest. Yep. There you go.
Bit of
an
unorthodox kill there from Space Cowboy, but it worked out.
Yep. He's gonna make his climb into T-Rock.
Yep. So basically, about the time he reaches Turtle Rock, it'll probably be when Loogaroo is at Ganon's Tower. So it will almost exactly be 1 Turtle Rock behind.
Well, as much as T-Rock has proven in these V26 seeds, it has something of use.
Indeed. I'm trying to remember if I've seen a tournament seed with Fire Rod in Turtle Rock. I don't think I have.
I actually seen a tournament seed just the other day where it was in the same exact location.
Oh, really? Okay. I must have missed that race.
It is an evil one to have there, though. I mean, those chops were definitely guarding it. All right. At this point in time, we know what time it is, right, Zach?
We sure do.
And what do we have to do today?
There are 22 item locations, 21 chests, and a torch in Ganon's Tower. Get your guesses in for where the big key will be. Where do you think it's going to be today, Hiei?
I'll always go with my lucky number 15.
Lucky 15. I am going to go with number 13 today.
All right, 13. And it looks like they're just going to go in. And this is going to be right side, obviously, because he knew he didn't have a key to go straight up.
Yep, you should remember that. You should go immediately to the right here. Alright, good on him. All the guesses in chat. Yeah, I mean, considering where they are, I mean, Loogaroo actually hasn't hit Ganon's Tower yet. Space Cowboy is starting to work through. I don't know. I mean, if this winds up being a case where Loogaroo takes the full left side and Space Cowboy immediately goes right and finds the big key there, I mean, Loogaroo would still have a lead, but it would be close enough that it could be caught, I think.
Yep. All right, avoiding those chops quite well. Didn't even get snapped.
Nice clean room. That's one of those rooms in the game where when it goes poorly, it can really stack up on you quickly.
And Loogaroo has nicked the first chest. And the second. Will he do a right side? No.
No, he's not.
Well, this may help out Space Cowboy if it is the right side and he chooses to do right side.
We got the shovel sitting on the torch.
Oh boy. Well, if he picked it up, he can dig himself. Some arrows and rupees.
Sure.
And magic. And fairies.
Or maybe a vanilla flute.
Oh my god. What if the flute was in the vanilla spot? That would be funny and hilarious.
Yeah, it sure would. It would have been even more funny if it was that situation with the standard weekly a month or two ago, where you actually had to go into Ganon's Tower to get the flute, to leave to get the Canis Samaria out of Mire to go right side for the big key.
Oh my goodness. That would have been a seed that helped someone who can hover.
Well, it was, I don't think that hovering, because you need to push the button down to go
yeah,
right.
That's true.
But definitely the one and only force double dip Ganon's Tower I've had.
Usually the worst ones are the ones where you find the boots required on the torch.
Oh, yes, yes. He had that in his tournament, I believe, right? Where the boots were on the right and the big key was just sitting on the torch.
Yeah. Oh, there's that half magic, and we did find the Cane of Brian.
Cane of Brian.
Alright, this is the link that everyone's used to seeing. The one holding a shield, not the one without it.
Okay, into the rando room.
Oh! Oh! Okay, we found the Red Meringue, and the Riot Shield, and the Butter Sword.
And the Lester Sword. Just all the equipment and items left, just sitting in the rando room.
Alright. And this is where it's going to check all these chests and find out the last one, of course, has the key.
Of course.
And he falls. Aww.
And speaking of which, too, even if the big key is after the Armos here, this Space Cowboy can theoretically pick up some time here going right. Now, that would, of course, lose him out on the Butter Sword, so that would probably wind up being a bit of a wash.
Yeah, that'll be a wash. We'll see. Depends on how well Space Cowboy can do tempered strats on Ganon.
There's a flute!
Oh, we did find the flute in Bob's chest?
Yes, in Bob's chest. Filling out our inventory.
So our tracker should be pretty much complete now. We do know where Shovel is, technically, so he could have got that to fill this tracker.
That's right.
So flute it is. It's right there. Oh, and left side it was, so that will erase the time save situation if he goes right.
Yeah, pretty much, especially with the Butter Sword being left side.
Alright, Luke's definitely in this. This is his race.
Very nice. Try next fight on Space Cowboy side.
And Luke is armed to the teeth.
Yeah, there is nothing else you can ask for.
Absolutely. Half magic, all those hearts, red mail, silvers.
3 bottles. Yeah, there's cape. How much else you could really want?
Absolutely no items he needs left.
I mean, I know you could ask for 3 more hearts and a bottle, technically speaking, but you don't want to run at all your rando luck on one seed.
Alright. It's interesting to see where Space Cowboy goes. He feels he's behind. I wonder he's gonna go the... And it actually might help him if he goes right side and
all the way down. Yeah. Not missing out on the Butter Sword will sort of negate some of that time on the Ganon fight, but I still think it'd be a net time gain if he did.
Yep. Nope, he's gonna go. Oh yeah, he is.
Okay,
but we'll see if he goes all the way right.
Yeah, hopefully he goes all the way, and hopefully he's not gambling tile room here.
Oh yeah, please don't gamble this one. Whew.
Quarter magic was coded into the original vanilla game, but the developers decided not to actually implement it anywhere.
Yep, that was true. I wonder if that's where Ganon has all his quarter magic.
Yeah,
all those fire bats, come on.
Oh yeah, really, right? Just a fire rod spam.
Exactly.
Right, keep going, Space Cowboy, keep going.
Please, just go.
Don't stop after this key.
Peace out. Gonna peace out here. Is he gonna... Oh. No, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Now we're definitely... Loogaroo is going to gain more time for sure. Look at quick work with all this equipment he has.
Yeah, I know, for sure. Space Cowboy's definitely going to need some help from Loogaroo's end here.
You can get to the Armos Knight room by going all the way right side as well. And
it actually is faster than going straight left. So you would pick up a little bit of time. Now, of course, like we were mentioning, you missed out on picking up the Butter Sword, which saves you some of that time back on Ganon, but...
Yep. All right. Loogaroo's just gonna grab this magic pot here and he's gonna be out. And here comes Moldorn 2. The real boss.
Right. The real boss of Ganon's Tower, Trolldorm 2. Oh, careful.
Oh my, he's gonna get him. Yes. Got him. Absolutely. You are trying to win this race. You will not open that chest.
Yep. Nothing in it you could possibly want, really, so...
Yep. You want to win this race. Save the frames. Okay, we got a butter sword and a red boomerang. Okay, and the red shield now.
That's right. I'm guessing Space Cowboy just decided not to gamble not needing the big chest. Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he was worried about getting that key. He's got to make sure. Oh, that could have been a triple there for
Yeah,
me.
I guess Loogaroo thought he had 6 hits in him.
That was a definitely great pattern, so that's going to be a good pattern for Space Cowboy once he gets here.
Yeah, having a little bit of trouble with the last hit. There we go.
Ooh, there we go. This is great. And we get to see the Swag Duck for the first time in this scene.
That's right. Your one time.
Though his flute wasn't even activated, the Swag Duck somehow manages to find Loogaroo, save the day.
Loogaroo dropping it again in here. Should make quick work of him. Got cape, silver, and butter sword.
Oh, this should be fast. 6 slashes with butter in the first 2 phases gets him to 3rd phase. Nothing to worry about.
So there's no point not to pull out your cape. You don't know where your opponent is. There's no point in put your pride aside and get it finished.
Yep. Yeah, looks like these warps are not too many at all. Wow.
Yeah. Ganon really playing nice here.
Alright, gets the torch glitch. Oh, good. Good dodge of that bat. Oh, careful. Just don't fall now.
Yep. Take your time. All the health in the world. Just don't fall.
Yep. One more after this.
Alrighty. GG's to Loogaroo. Finishing in 1st place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 43 seconds.
Nice. And make sure you follow these runners. This was definitely a very close, exciting race coming down to the finish.
Absolutely. Sure to follow Space Cowboy and Loogaroo, and also big shout outs to Fiesel for the restream and Blue Green Mikey for tracking, and of course to my fellow compatriot here, Hiei.
And also thank our tracker today, Blue Green Mikey, for keeping it up for us. Alright, now we have the gauntlet here for Space Cowboy. We'll also try to see if Loogaroo wants to jump in for an interview, so stay tuned.
Nice Land Molars 2 from Space Cowboy there. Quick 2 cycle, looks like.
All right, confirmed. Luke will be joining us. All right, here he is. Congratulations, Loogaroo. You have finished in first place on this race.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations.
Oh, probably fixing something.
Probably. We'll pull him back in here when he's good to go.
We'll see what's going on.
We're finishing up Space Cowboy here. It's going to be heading off to Troll Dorm 2 shortly.
Hey, Luke. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Congratulations.
I've been feeling a lot of angst about my races over the last 2 weeks, and this was definitely a bit of a relief.
It was close for sure. Do you want to know what happened to your boat?
It was actually, when I found the flute in Ganon's Towers, I was thinking, oh no, you couldn't have been led astray into Misery Mire, so yeah, I am curious as to what happened.
He pulled a gamble that happened today, which proved costly. And that gamble was not checking the bow in left side of swamp.
Yeah, I honestly was about to go into Swamp before checking Bombo's tablet. The bow, if I had done that, but I wouldn't have been able to complete it, so I would have been probably sent off on a complete other goose chase to Eastern and Pod if I had done that. So yeah, that's, you know, I always try to finish any just in case there's something silly that they hide in the back room somewhere.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, the early part of the race was really super interesting because you left a few loose squares here and there in the overworld, including the Bombos tablet. So for the longest time, we were wondering, you know, when is Loogaroo going to be able to get back there, because they're not going to incentivize going to Swamp without that hook shot. But you wound up going back there first, and Space leaving that bow behind. I think those two plays wound up being the difference in the race.
Yeah, when I got to that point, because I dumpster dived into Tower of Hera before that, and at that point I'm thinking, okay, the game is probably putting items in pendant dungeons and making us double dip them. I decided to do Swamp Palace when I did. I almost went into Turtle Rock when I opened it up initially. That would have been great because I would have found the fire rod.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That play as a possibility for the two of you as well when that came up. So yeah, it would be interesting to see that actually would have worked out relatively well. Space Cowboy is into phase 2 of Ganon here.
Yeah, this should be quick. He has the butter as well, so he did check everything to find that.
Yeah, I think the seed was pretty much pointing you into the butter sword no matter where you went. So. That's not surprising.
Yeah, we were hoping he was going to make the gamble directly down right side to try and pick up some time, but on you getting the ball, well, both of you wound up getting the butter sword on the left side would have sort of nullified a lot of that advantage anyway. But... So
because when we went into the rando room there, I got butter sword and mirror shield. It's like, okay, well, I got all the equipment now.
Right? No point in opening anything else.
Yeah.
All right, and there is an official finish for Space Cowboy 2011, finishing with a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 53 seconds.
Yep. And GG's to Space Cowboy. All right. And we do have Space Cowboy in the waiting room, so we will pull him in. Hey, GG, Space Cowboy, for finishing the seed.
I'm sick and tired of this logic, man. It's just like a 186 item seed earlier. Maybe I'll gamble once. All the brain farts, all the board playing. A couple of moments of good execution, I guess, but I'm not happy with that at all.
Just strictly, I mean, obviously the gamble being the leaving the one chest behind in swamp, but other than that one decision, how did you feel about your play today?
My early game routing was a mess. Normally I plan a few things out. I'm like, I'll go here, I'll go there, but the items we were getting really didn't help with that at all whatsoever. So I was like, okay, where do I go now? We had Desert Open early, which I think we got an item out of there. I'm like, well, I can kill Anmolus, but I only have a fighter sword. I don't have a fire rod. There's no point. And then there was Bombos, which is what allowed ice, but ice had nothing in it. And then I derped up on Turtle Rock. I got the fire rod instead of just finishing out the dungeon like I could. I'm like, hey, fire rod, save and quit to Skull Woods, and then I'm still looking for the bow.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we were wondering, but yeah, it's really easy to just get that item and go, oh, great, and then go to do whatever that dungeon or it should be that whatever dungeon that item can let you finish.
Yeah, I got knocked off balance real early in this seed, and it just crippled me the entire time.
Yeah, that early game was not friendly at all. When you go into Lumberjack Tree and you see the mirror up there, so you're immediately thinking, okay, Aghanim's got to be required. And then I think if everybody saw, like, I went up to Ganon's tower or Aghanim's tower, and I'm like, wait, I don't have a sword, save and quit. Or wait, I don't have magic, so I can't use the cape, save and quit. Have to find magic somewhere. So yeah, there were a couple of really obnoxious. Moon Pearl on Spectacle Rock was another, like, are you kidding me? Come on now.
Yeah, Moon Pearl mirror locked, meaning Aga locked, meaning you had to do Aghanim. There were 2 swords available before then. My mind says Graham, but I don't remember where, but I grabbed the second one. I think it was out of Spectacle Rock, and I'm like, well, Aghanim time. Get to the Dark World, and I'm like, well, you can do the Dark World circuit, but Thieves Town is a pendant. Skull Woods is blocked. Can't get into Swamp. I tried going into Swamp without the hammer. I think I went to enter and realized wait and saved and quit instead or something or another. But, man.
I was telling them earlier, it was just by basically a stroke of luck that I checked the Bombas tablet before I went into Swamp. Otherwise, I would have been in for a bad time there.
Yeah, earlier today I played a seed that had an Aghanim locked medallion, which is required for the final item needed for go mode out of a pendant mire, and I thought that was trolly. But this seed, there was no logical path. It was just check everything, hope you get lucky. And that's literally all this one was.
Yeah, at least the game did us a favor putting the flute in Ganon's tower, so that's one less dungeon we had to dive into.
Yeah, we were really worried about that, Hiei and I, that one of you was going to run into the flute somewhere. And yeah, thankfully, didn't happen.
Oh yeah, I was so worried about that because where you guys went, I was like, I hope they don't get on a wild goose chase to go find that last item.
Yeah, it was. I'm not happy with this logic and this game at all whatsoever. I don't think I'll be looking or playing at Zelda for a few days now.
Yeah, it's always tough when you like you said, you leave that one chest behind trying to pick up a few minutes and it comes back to bite you. It's always frustrating. I understand that.
Yeah,
and I was right there with you the last couple of weeks. I was coming in last place in pretty much every race I was going into, and it was really, I was seriously starting to think about, do I even want to be in this tournament? Because if I'm going to be, getting my butt kicked constantly, but fortunately, got a little bit lucky today, so I'll take it.
I'm not quite to that point myself, Loogaroo, but I am questioning what's the point. I mean, come off 2 seeds are like hour 20, hour 30, which is unheard of with 26. And everything else since then has been, 170, 180 items checked, because there's just no real... It's check everything. There are no strategical plays that you can do. You try to take one gamble that used to be a decent gamble in the past. Nope, this logic just says, it gives you the middle finger.
Times recently where I was beginning to think if it's coded based on the number of chests you open rather than the actual location, it's like, well, we're not going to give him this item until he's checked 150 chests. Then we'll give it to him.
This seed definitely had a lot more in the overworld than I'm used to seeing past the early part of the game. That's for sure. The overworld world tour that both of you did actually wound up paying dividends in a lot of sense.
Yeah, you had Hobo, you had the Bombos tablet, you had...
Fish had the hammer.
Yeah, Zora. Or not Zora, but Catfish. And even then, early dungeon access, there just wasn't much. It was slim pickings, so there was no real smart plays beyond, well, let's go here, hope there's something.
Actually, one thing I did want to ask you about, Loogaroo, was that when you went over to Ditashul's cave, you opted not to do the first part of Eastern, and you also opted not to go into desert after you found your fire source at Agana. What was your thought process there?
I think it was probably just trying to keep Eastern and Palace of Darkness together, because once I would find the bow, I'd be able to take both of them out in one shot. Probably why I decided to make that move.
Okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. It certainly saves you a lot of overworld travel when you can do that. So, yeah, no, fair enough. For sure. I don't know, Hiei, do you have any other questions for our runners here?
Well, I think that puts you guys in must-win situations right now, or Loogaroo, you're in a little shape right now, right?
I'm 1 and 2 at this point, but I would still need to win a couple more races to have a sniff at the tiebreaker. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. I wish you two the best of luck in your future races, then. And thank you so much for letting us cast today, then.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch for sure. GG's to both of you.
Bye bye.
Thank you much, EA, Zirek, and I hope y'all had as much fun as we had frustration.
Oh, the life of a rando runner, fun and frustration intertwined together.
Every seed is fun for the first 75 minutes, then you want to, bash your head against the wall, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Loogaroo, when did you pick up your first crystal, do you know? How far in?
Crystal was like 40 minutes in, because I did Aghanim first.
Okay. Yeah, I got my first crystal 59 minutes in, so I was curious about that.
All right, I think that just about wraps us up for tonight. So I'll let Zyrek have the final word.
All right. Once again, thank you. Make sure to drop a follow for Spacecowboy2011 and Loogaroo. Big thank you to Blue Green Mikey as our tracker this evening, and Feasel for running the restream. Hiei, it was a pleasure commentating with you.
It was a pleasure commentating with you too. So send us off.
All right, terrific. So for everybody here at Speed Gaming, hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you next time.